All right. Hey, good night, everybody. I am Andrietta Lee here out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Welcome to our Monday night VIP fast start call, where every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we drop into one of the favorite parts of our Thrive journey, which is the business side of Thrive, which I am so excited that Amber invited myself and my team to help co-host this live tonight. So what is the VIP Fast Start? It is a quick way to earn some extra cash any time of year. When I started this Thrive journey over 6 years ago, I honestly wasn't looking for a business. I had dabbled in 2 different type of direct marketing companies before, and it was something that I actually had sworn off. But within 5 days of taking our 3 simple steps, and if you're just brand new and you don't know what Thrive is, it's 3 simple steps that you do first thing in the morning. It's premium grade nutrition. You start with your lifestyle capsules right before you even get out of bed. 20 minutes later, you have a really delicious ultra micronized lifestyle mix. You mix this up with water or juice, drink it down. It fills your belly with all sorts of good pre and probiotics, helps your body to absorb these capsules, which are 100 different vitamins and nutrients. There are jumper cables. They make you feel amazing. And then you top it off with our dermafusion technology, which is patented. It's amazing. I'm wearing my TAC. You guys, I would not be here on this call had these 3 steps not impacted my life so dramatically. I was worn out. I was addicted to coffee. I was addicted to naps, and I just felt horrible. And within 5 days of taking Thrive, it's like a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, every single nurse, mama, friend, grandmother, every single person I'm seeing on the block or wherever I'm going, they need this product. And then my friend Ruth, who you're going to hear from later on in the call, said, well, if you're going to be sharing it with everybody, why not earn some money while you do it? Instead of me making all the money, you can be making all the money. And I said, well, what does that involve? And she said, it's just sharing with 4 of your friends who order a specific way. And when those 4 orders equal $800 in sales, you're going to get $660 back in credits and commission. And I said, well, that's easy. I already know 4 people, one of which was my husband. And so I introduced my husband, who was my very first customer, another friend who was my second customer, my sister who ordered as a promoter, and another friend who ordered as a promoter. And those 4 orders were well over that $800. And literally that next Tuesday after those sales, sure enough, I looked in my account and it was real money. Like real money actually came in. And I was like, this is easy because it's something that's changed my life. So I was wanting to share. So some of the fundamentals of this business that are different from anything that you're going to see out there, it's free to join. When you sign up as a customer, you're going to get a free referral link. As a promoter, it's the same thing. There's no hidden fees. There's no monthly quotas. We just have this amazing referral program that has benefits. When you refer 2 friends who order on auto ship, you're automatically going to get your product for free the next month with the average of those 2 orders. And you get the same thing as a promoter. Now, what's even better is in those first 2 weeks, if you go ahead and you share with those 4 friends, you have the opportunity, if there's still time left in your ticker, you get this little fun little clock in the back that you want to close. It's kind of like a game. If you guys like to play games at all, for me, it's like kind of like that enthusiasm to see your rings close. You have the chance to do it again. So it's $400 in commissions, another $100 in free credits, and another $160 in bonuses. And so that's literally how easy it is, just thinking of who in your life needs this product and who doesn't, going into 2022, needs some extra commission in their bank account, something to cushion that Christmas spending so you're not going into 2022 with extra debt, things kind of hanging over your head. So for me, when I started this business, I honestly was just knowing I was going to share with other people. It was this inner part of myself that wanted to be of service to other people. And I knew that regardless of this business opportunity, I was going to continue to share with every single person. And I still do that to this day. And as a result of me continuing to share, one of my friends who's on this call right now, she signed up with a free account back with me in 2015, and she just started her Thrive experience this past summer. So it's one of those things you don't know when you plant that seed, when that person is going to say, yes, it's my time to start feeling amazing. It's my time to start putting myself first. And who knows, that friend can just be a fellow thriver, or they could be a business partner with you and start going on one of these 3 earned vacations every year, which our next trip is to Punta Cana in February, which is so exciting. And as you keep networking, as you keep growing your organization, that turns into this residual income, which gives you the opportunity at the 4K, which is the very first level of our compensation plan. You can earn a free pair of Maui gym glasses, which is something like I would never purchase for myself. So how awesome. You get this luxury treatment right from the get-go. And then when your team as an accumulation does $12,000 in sales, you start getting your car paid for. Like legit, I never thought I was going to be that person whose car was paid for by their network marketing company, but I'm on my 3rd earned car with Lavelle. I've had 2 BMWs and currently drive a Lexus. And just on our way down to Phoenix yesterday, I was like, babe, what's going to be our upgrade for next year? So I never thought I could fantasize about what my next car would be. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my girl, Kamaria, who's going to share a little bit about her promoter experience and give us some tips on how she went ahead and achieved that bonus in her first 2 weeks.
Hey y'all, so great to be here. My name is Kamaria McDonald and I'm out of Goodyear, Arizona. I'm currently at my daughter's volleyball practice, which is another thing that I absolutely love about this business, as I was able to just step away for a few minutes, to join in on this Zoom, and, the idea of just really kind of being able to run your business from anywhere that's convenient. So super happy to be here. I have been thriving for about 3.5 years. My husband and I started our journey together because we were both just really struggling emotionally. We were just kind of fumbling through our days, tired all the time. And, I was just at a point where I really wanted better for us. I wanted better for our relationship and better for our family. We had lost a son 3 years prior, and I was just wanting to feel a little bit better. And so Thrive Experience found us from Andrietta. I'm so grateful to her for sharing this amazing experience with us. And, the first day that I started thriving, I was like, wow, I kind of actually feel good. And after you are just at such a low point for so long, just a little bit of feeling better is like magic happening in your life. And so by day 3, I was noticing that I wasn't craving as much junk food. And I was just feeling energetic. And by day 10, I felt like the fog had just been wiped from my eyes, which, that kind of mom bee mode where it's just kind of autopilot and you really don't know whether you're coming or going. You don't know what day it is, you're tired, and you're just barely making it through the days. And that was finally starting to disappear for me. And similar to Andrietta, I did not want a network marketing business. I had 2 previous companies that I had promoted for that were epic fails. One where I actually lost a lot of money, and I just didn't want to be that girl. I didn't want to be that friend that was coming at people with another business and another product. And, so I wanted nothing to do with it. But y'all, the more I saw my life change, the more I knew that I had to share this with people, because I knew other moms that were tired, and I knew other couples that were struggling to just kind of find joy in their relationship. And I just couldn't keep quiet. And so once I saw how amazing the business opportunity was, I was like, I have to, you just have that like feeling inside where you just have to kind of take that leap of faith. And after coming out of the other companies where I saw that it was free to join, I was like, there was no way that that was really true. I'm like, where is the catch? This is free. The previous company that I was with, I had to invest quite a bit of money, like $6,000 for inventory. And I was like, there's no way this is free. So when I found out it was free to join and that there were these amazing bonuses that I could hit within my first 2 weeks, I was like, okay, fine, let's do it, girl. And I did. And it has just been absolutely amazing journey since then. So my VIPs, I hit VIP 800 within my first 14 days, and then turned around and helped my husband do it on his account. So it was really a fun journey. It was kind of one of those things where I was like, all right, the clock is ticking and let's go. Now, what are we going to do to hit this bonus? And what I found in this company is that you are never alone. It wasn't like, okay, you're promoted now, good luck, go hit these bonuses. Where I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I was taking this amazing product. I really didn't even know what it was. I just wanted to lose a little bit weight. I had no idea that it was going to just completely change my life. So I didn't even know what it was. I had no idea what the products were. I just knew that I had to share it with other people. And so I was big on social media. And so that was kind of where I started sharing it, because I had shared a lot about my journey with grief. And just other moms, social media was fun. I could post pictures of my kids and complain about my days. And so I just really leaned into using my social media to share my Thrive experience. Because if you think about it, social media is like free marketing. You don't have to pay for a website. You just have this network of people that already know you. They like you, they trust you, they enjoy seeing your posts. And they kind of follow along with your life, And so the idea of really just bringing how I was benefiting from Thrive into that already social media platform. And I say platform, you don't have to be an influencer to have a platform. Everybody has some sort of platform. So I really just wanted to see how I could bring the Thrive experience into what I was already doing with my social media. And really just how could I impact other people with my journey? Because I had already found that a little bit with grief. And being really open and vulnerable to sharing my grief journey with others. And I was like, I can do the same thing with my experience here, because it's not easy to share about your struggles. Sometimes we think about social media as like, oh, it's fun and everybody's life is perfect. And we all know that that's not true, but most people don't want to share about it. So the idea of talking about, your journey of weight loss, or that you were feeling tired and now you're not. And so I'll never forget, I remember my first post was about coffee, because at the time my husband and I were living off of coffee, and really still feeling tired. And I remember posting a few days into my experience, like 5 days with no coffee, and I'm feeling really great, or something like that. And I had so many people commenting, because that's almost unheard of. Like, your mom with 4 kids and you're not drinking coffee to make it through the day. People wanted to know what I was doing. So just the simplicity of sharing a little bit about your experience on social media was kind of like the catapult to really people kind of coming into my Thrive journey. So I always like to share with people about using your social media, because if you think about what our social media is intended to be, it's supposed to be a positive space. And so I want to bring some more positivity and light. And so let me share about this amazing experience. And, people are going to be skeptical. And one of my own insecurities with coming from other companies was, oh, here's Kamaria. What is she sharing with us now? What is she selling? But you know what, y'all, this business is really just about leaning into what you have to offer, leaning into your own experience and how can it bless and serve others, because that's what we have here, is this opportunity to really help people change their lives. I was listening to this book, and it was talking about, just really kind of being in alignment with what brings you joy and what you have that can serve others. And we've got some amazing vitamins here that can really serve others. And I feel like that's how the world changes, is when we have something good and we can do more good in more people's lives, even if it's just one person at a time. And so really just leaning into what you can do with your social media, simple posts with your DFT, show your face. People want to see your face, post about, that, think like mom stuff, like, oh my gosh, I just ran all these errands, went to volleyball, picked up from baseball, and I'm still ready to read at bedtime with my kids. I remember being so exhausted that I could not read my boys a bedtime story. So posting about that was like, people were like, she's not flopped on the floor. She still has energy to play with her kids before bedtime, or she has energy to read. Little things like that other people are experiencing. Share these little pieces of transformation, because not everybody wants to lose 50 pounds, but there are moms out there that want some energy to be able to read their kids a bedtime story. I can promise you that. So social media is, it is what we make it, and a lot of people are talking about negativity and they get off social media, which is fine. Everybody's at different spaces with their social media, but just make your social media what you want it to be, and use it as a platform for service and helping others, and you'll always be on the right path. So that, and then also like connecting with people on social media. So when I started Thriving, I was like, okay, I'm going to go through my people, and who needs Thrive? I mean, we all know everybody needs Thrive, but people that I was already connected with, that I already had relationships with, and just really going through your friends list. I mean, if you think about your social media friends, like you have this whole huge network, but a lot of times you don't even know who we're connected to. So really, like in this VIP period, it's such a great opportunity to really go through your friends list and make lists. I like to chunk them in 10, because 10 is it's not an intimidating number, but it's a good amount to work with. So, just looking at 10 people on your friends list that are either moms, in your community, that are high school friends that, you keep in contact with, that you've seen them post about being tired, coworkers that, are on their own, journeys of health and wellness. So looking at your friends list and really chunking them into lists of 10 people, and then just reaching out to them, being intentional and authentic. It's not spammy, guys. I promise it is not spammy. If you are coming to these people with a pure heart and good intentions, it is not spammy. Okay. And so don't overthink your message. Just a super simple message that says, hey girl. Maybe if you don't say hey girl, then don't say hey girl, but sound like you. I love hey girl. So Andrietta just posted a sample script that you can tweak to make your own. The thing about this business is you take these pieces of information, but you just kind of like make them sound like you, because people want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from me. Just basically, hey, I just started this new Thrive thing. I'm noticing, more energy, more mental clarity, and just feeling good in my body again. Would you be open to taking a look? Like, oh my gosh, I saw you post that you were exhausted. Girl, I've got something that you need to hear about. And just asking people if they're open, and knowing that they might say no, but they might say yes, y'all. And that's why we're here, is for the ones who will say yes. Not everybody will thrive with you, but for the ones that will, and for those lives that you will touch, it's worth it. I can promise you it is worth it, because we all go through, our experiences where we're like, oh, I got another no, or, oh, nobody wants to thrive with me, or, oh, I don't want to like spam my friends, or having, be selling to them. It's not that. You have to ditch those insecurities and lean into what we have our hands on, and really just use your social media for good, because that's what it's there for. I remember when we first got Facebook, and it was like everybody was just posting fun pictures of their kids, and then it has slowly turned into kind of a little bit of a toxic space. But you know what? If we put more light out there, y'all, if we put more good out about this Thrive stuff and our journey and how impactful it's been in our lives, people, like, they love that. They need more of that. So we can be the light, and we can use this Thrive experience as a way to make impact change in other people's lives. So reaching out to them on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, just sending simple messages. And if it's somebody that you haven't chatted with in a while, that's okay too. You might want to ask them how they're doing first, and then you ask them if they're open, and then just really, really leaning into the confidence about how amazing this product is. And if you don't know what to say, then you reach out to your upline. I have no idea what to message people. Can you please help me? I want to send messages to these people right here that I know from work, or that are in my mom's group. And, then you can get some support there with what exactly to say. But so the two biggest takeaways from what I had to share, y'all, is using your social media for good, to share with a huge mass of people. If you think about sending messages on Messenger, that's going to take you time, but a simple post, you can hit hundreds of people, in a matter of a minute. And then the other thing is, when you post, y'all, do not track your likes and comments. If nobody comments on your post, leave it up there and then post again, okay? Because people are watching you, and they'll start to notice the change in you, and they are going to want to do what you have because they want to feel good too, even if they don't say it right at the beginning, or if they don't comment, what's this Thrive stuff? It's going to be okay because people are watching you. So post with confidence in your product and in your journey, and know that at some point people are watching you and they will come and want some of this Thrive stuff because everybody wants to feel good. Don't listen to what they tell you. They want to feel good in their bodies. And then look at your friends list. So go through, kind of pull people apart and chunk them into lists. You know, your warm market, you want to start with your warm market, the people that already know, like, and trust you, because we do have that time crunch of the 14 days. So you want to reach out to those people first, the people that you talk to on a daily basis, you know, and just introduce them to the Thrive experience and let them know how you're doing and what's changing in your life, you know, and kind of pique that interest. And then the other thing with social media, y'all, is share what the product is doing for you. Don't share what it is. So if you're making a post about feeling energetic, show your DFT, but share how you're feeling. People don't really care what Thrive is. They care what it's doing for you and what it could possibly do for them. So I forget, there's a saying, like, I don't know, I'm so bad at remembering sayings, but always remember to share what it's doing for you and not what it is. Oh, look at my cute little DFT. They don't care about the DFT. They care about the fact that you still have energy at 7 p.m. after working all day and then driving kids around to multiple practices. That's what they care about. And that's what they want in their lives. So be open with your social media. And if you're like, Kamaria, I don't post on social media, today's a good day to start. It's a good day to start. Simple post. People want to see your beautiful face. They want to hear from you. They want to know how you're doing. They want to know what's going on in your life. And you can bring it all together. All right. So use your social media for good, y'all. Be the light, and do not be afraid to reach out to people on your messenger, because you just have access to so many amazing people in your community. So I could sit and talk about social media for a very long time, because I'm one of those people that just puts my whole entire life out on social media. But I want to pass it to my girl, Ruth. She is so amazing. I'm just so grateful for her role in this journey. And I know she has an awesome story of how she hit her VIPs to share with y'all.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. This is Ruth Norris Thomas, and I am located in Flagstaff, Arizona. And can you hear me okay, Kamaria? Great. And yeah, I had a very interesting journey that I went on. I had never been in direct marketing at all, in any fashion or form. I had purchased a few things every now and then in communicating with friends about this or about that, but I had never gone in and actually gone into the world of direct marketing. I ran an early childhood development center for the school district. It was an extremely well-run center, but it meant very long days, 13 to 16 hours and lots of stress. And I was a pretty stressed person, very optimistic, very happy, full of a lot of joy. But I had this little thing that happened when I was alone. And I would sometimes sleep for 16 hours on a weekend, or go into bed when I'd finally crash at the end of the night and wouldn't come out until the next day. Have 3 kids, you know, work full time, work in education, and very happy person, very involved. But that was my little secret, is that I would just have these debilitating moments in my life where I'd find myself laying in my bedroom in the dark, sleeping, and trying to recoup, honestly, for what lay ahead. And my husband and I had just finished attending a week-long health and Qigong seminar in Denver, and I was just learning about food healing. And I noticed a friend at work who, well, actually, I wouldn't even say she was a friend at that point. She is now, but at that moment, she was just an acquaintance. And she was someone who, if you didn't come to her desk with a Dr. Pepper, she'd turn you away. And she started posting some really positive things. And so I hit her up, learned about it, did research, because that's what I do, and decided to go ahead and give it a shot. And, you know, we made our first purchase of Thrive on credit, because at that point I financially wasn't in a place to extend money for it. But I had a feeling that this is something I would try. I should try, and something I should do and try to give to myself. And I tell y'all, within 5 to 7 days, I knew my life was changing. I was that 15 alarm person who had to set so many alarms and still couldn't get out of bed. And like I told you, woke up exhausted every day. And on the weekends or on those moments, I finally just crashed. And all of a sudden, I noticed myself waking up on my own early in the morning, didn't even know what to do. And people around me started noticing. So I had far less growth in my VIP period, I would say, from social media than I did with just living the Thrive life and people noticing. I'm a very social person. I interact with a lot of people. I do a lot of public events, and people started coming up to me and saying, "What is going on with you? What are you doing?" Well, also when we started 6.5 years ago, I didn't know anything about Thrive. I didn't know about the company, about the business. I was just in it for the product, and I didn't have any idea about the VIP. And one thing I did know is that I was very fortunate to have very active, loving uplines who took notice and said, kind of, "What are you doing? What's going on with you?" Because they were seeing my numbers move, but I hadn't even been in there to notice how many people I was referring. And sure enough, within 10 days, I had referred over 6 people to become customers. And someone above the person who introduced me to Thrive, because she was also new and didn't know exactly what was going on, brought it to her attention. And on the day before my last day of being a promoter, somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, did you realize you were a promoter?" And I was like, "Gosh, I guess I didn't." And they said, "Yeah. And you should probably look at your tracker." I didn't even know what a tracker was. I had only gone into purchase, so I didn't know where anything was. She walked me through my back office, had me screenshot pictures and send it to her. And she said, "Oh my God, girl, you're already at like over a couple $1,000s just in referrals. You've got to hit your VIP." Didn't even know what my VIP was. She explained it to me. And this is where I tell people, you go to those people who you're going to call at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when you ran out of gas on the side of the road, or those people who you need to just do something with you, take that risk, or be there for you. And she said, "You call those people right now." She was on the phone with me. "Call those people right now and let's talk to them." I hit my VIP 1,600 in one day because I had the gift of people above me who knew what they were doing to walk me through that process. I hit my 4K within, I don't know, 2 weeks, and 12K by the end of the month. And I attribute it all to having reached up to people because I didn't know what I was doing, trusting in others and trusting in others in my team that they could help me out. I remember I met Amber within the first probably few weeks of Thriving, and we live across the country from each other. It's not like we're neighbors, but I was gifted with being able to go to New York to an event that Thrive was doing where they were releasing their billboards. And I met Amber. She took me under her wing, showed me love and grace right away, started getting me on calls, started reaching out to me. The whole upline, everyone above me just started reaching out, carrying me, helping me learn what I was doing because I didn't know. And I found my growth in making sure I was getting on calls, because back then we did a lot more conference calls than Zooms, and also going to events. I drove all the way after a 10-hour day to Phoenix with my girlfriend Andrea to go see Paul Gravett speak twice within the first month of Thriving. And then I started hosting locals right away with Andrea and with Shannon, who now lives in Phoenix. We were doing breakfast locals, Thrive After Fives, hosting locals, hosting people in our homes. And it wasn't a salesy thing. I'm a person who loves people and loves having people in my home. And it was a thing like, "Hey, do you want to try this drink? Do you want to try this? Did you think about this? Where did I get all this energy? Well, this is what I'm doing." So for me, it's a very organic conversation. People ask me, they're like, "Oh my God, you work 12 hours and have 3 kids, take care of your dad. You've had all these things happen in your life. How do you keep going?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty simple right here." This DFT is what it's all about. And 6 years later, I still am sharing because of the message. Andrea and I just hosted just a weekend or so ago in my home a breakfast local. And what those breakfast locals look like is we invite people. They show up at our house when they walk through the door in the morning. We get them the capsules, and then we all sit around in the living room and we have very casual talk where Andrea and I just talk about all the blessings that Thrive has been for us. Then we hand them their micronized shake, have them chug it down, slap on their DFT, and then we actually go into our skin line and we do facials. And sometimes my husband, who is a massage therapist, will do like a little chair massage, but we keep it really, really simple. Sometimes we'll do like a coloring page, or we'll just sit and talk. But people want community and they want to be able to talk to other people about what's happening in their life. So if there's one thing you can do, invite a few friends over, whether it's the skin line that you want to introduce them to, or the 3 steps, or both. Make it really organic. The other thing we do a lot, and we did do a lot that really helped me in my first, few months building my business, was having Thrive After Fives, meeting at a restaurant downtown, inviting friends, super casual. People get, snacks, drinks, we sit and we talk, and I introduce them to Thrive and tell them about Thrive. I have products and samples for them if they want to take some to go. And it's a really, for me, organic and genuine way to introduce to people. The other big thing, and everybody on my team knows this, is I'm a huge fan of Thrivapalooza. If there is one thing you need to do, you've got to get to Thrivapalooza. It can transform your entire business, your entire team. If there's something you're going to focus on, it should be getting there. If you have to share a room with 5 people, which I think the first time we went, which I started in October, and so I went to a Thrivapalooza within just a few months, you guys, and we're talking like I went all in super fast, learned a lot really fast, but I was soaking it in. And I was sitting there at Thrivapalooza, I think like 5, 6 of us shared a room. I was sitting there with pad and paper, writing notes, getting as close as I could. And to this day, this is still how we roll. We are there for business. We go for fun and have fun in the evenings, meet up with our upline. It's a great time for you to connect with those people that you just maybe see on flyers or see on team pages. But I can tell you what, Amber will find you and she will hug you and she will talk to you if she knows you're there and you're on her team. So don't be afraid to reach out and reach up. Come to Thrivapalooza. It's in April. If you don't know how to get there, reach out to any of us and we can tell you all the details. But just make sure you're reaching out, and I sure hope to see you guys at Thrivapalooza. So that's my story, and that's a little bit about me. So Andrietta, I'll push it back to you.
Thank you so much, Ruth and Kamaria. This has been such an awesome call. We're right at the end of our time together, but just want you guys to know you have so many resources available, and whoever has introduced you to Thrive, who's ever introduced you to the promoter side of things, wants you to be successful. So you may be enrolling in a business, but you're not doing it alone. We have our customer group pages. We have our Lavelle fan page. So make sure you're sharing from that Lavelle fan page. Make sure that you are sharing stories on your Facebook page. Sorry, I'm kind of ended up messing up the Zoom. So now we can see each other all here. Thank you everybody for hopping on. Ultimately, the thing about starting your Thrive business is not being afraid to share your story. Thrive chose you. Thrive chose you. It's changed your life. And you got to just step into that courage. However, you're going to start sharing, whether it's belly to belly on your social media, hooking someone up with somebody else, doing a 3-way call, and just taking that fear about yourself and letting somebody else share their story. There are an abundance of resources. Or 24-hour call. If you don't know what that is, reach up to the promoter who introduced you so you can hear an updated call from Paul Gravett, our CEO. That was how I started. I was connected with Ruth's upline, who introduced me to a 24-hour call from Paul Gravett. And I was like, all in. I need to be part of this organization because it's easy. It's free. Anyone can do it. I'm a nurse. I'm not a salesperson, but I do have a passion in changing lives. And so Thrive has chosen you because you need to put this into somebody else's hands who's waiting to hear from you. If you don't tell them, who is? Somebody else is going to tell them about Thrive, and you're going to say, gosh, I wish I would have had the courage to let them know what this is. So with that being said, we'll wrap up this call. Remember, every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Amber helps host this VIP Fast Start call. And so we have new speakers every week. Tune in. This is the place that you bring your new promoters, your customers, so they can learn about how they can change their life, not only physically, but financially too. So with that being said, thanks, Amber, for having us on. Y'all, if you have any questions, we'll stop the recording and you're welcome to ask any questions.